Today, I am just absolutely over the moon to share with you my new watercolor set. So I have been waiting with bated breath for the Amazon truck to get here. I know Amazon's not the greatest, but sometimes you got to go with Amazon. And I ordered the Winsor and Newton Professional Watercolor tray, half pan. So I want to show you the difference between professional grade watercolor and then this other set that I've been working with, which is the Artistro premium watercolor set. So this is about a $20 set, and this is just shy of $100. It has fewer colors in it. This has more, but they're not quite as expensive, right? It's only $20, and this will last a really long time. I have done a number of very professional watercolor paintings with this set. However, what I find is when I want to do a lighter color, meaning I take one of the pigments and I add a lot of water, the pigment starts to separate from its binding. And so you start to see little granulars. And I'm wondering if that happens in a more professional set. So we're going to find out together. And along with that, I want to show you the first things that you want to do as soon as you get a new watercolor set. I like the travel sets. I want mine in something that I can take with me wherever I'm going. You know, sometimes it's nice to have a liquid sets, but those aren't as mobile, right? You need a big case to take care of that. But when you have a travel set, you can literally take it with you wherever you're going. So let me unbox this with you and we will see how this stacks up to a cheaper set. This is the Winsor and Newton Professional Watercolor 24-piece half pan set. And these are the colors that we are going to find on the inside of this set. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up and take it out. Just want to make sure there's nothing else in the box. I'm going to put that over here. I'm going to take this little piece up. And this has been a coveted pan set for me for a very, very long time. Look at that. So the very first thing that we need to do, I'm going to need to unwrap each of these. And this is a nice color guide to show us. This came right in there that shows us what we have and what we are going to be working with. We'll want to keep this for sure. But what I think is very important as soon as you get a new watercolor tray like this is to create your own guide. I'm going to measure out watercolor paper that will fit in each of these sections, and I'm going to test out the colors. Often get large pieces of Arches watercolor paper. This is the 140-pound cold press watercolor paper. And when I get the large piece, I will use my paper cutter and I will cut it into the size that I want for a particular piece, and I always keep my scraps. Now we have lovely pieces that we can use to chart what we're about to do. I will keep these in the order that they came in, but I want to make sure that I label each of them. I unwrap each of them. Let me show you how this is happening. I'm just popping these out, and they have this little protective coating all along. And taking that off, I'm going to make note of that. It does tell you what it is on the side, which is really nice with the number. That way you can refill those later. I'm going to pop that pan in. Let's write this down. I'm going to take my micron pen. We'll write down exactly what each of these are. And the last one. I will begin creating my map here, going light to dark. I'm going to try to get the darkest color. Get the very, very darkest color. I'm already thinking this is beautiful. Feels very creamy. I'm going to make this as dark as I can make it. I think that is as dark as it's going to go. Now, bring it down a little bit more. And just bring it down. Oh, that pigment, it just stays strong. That is the yellow. That one is Winsor Lemon, actually not yellow. Now we are going to do Winsor Yellow. That is this one. Getting it a lot of pigment. It's just very, very smooth. Feels like buttery almost. I love this yellow here. So beautiful. It's a very strong yellow. I'm going to rinse off my brush and bring the color down. And just see, I like to see just how light I can get it to go. Want to see what it's capable, the range of each of these colors. Now, this is the Camidum Free Yellow. So this one's starting to get a little oranger. It's a really beautiful color. Also, these colors are just so creamy. I feel a difference. I don't know yet. I mean, I see a difference. And just bringing that down. So giving me a nice look of what that looks like. Now, this is the Winsor Orange. I'm doing, in the beginning, just very little water, a lot of pigment. So I can get a good feel of what these are capable of. It gives me the range of value that I can pull out of the color. Now, let's see what this red does. I love a good red, and it is hard to come up with a good red. Oh, look at that. It just is so bright and beautiful. to see if I can get a little bit more pigment. Really, I don't have a better word other than it's creamy. What I am using here just feels so creamy and luxurious. Have a great range. Really, it's going to be fun to see how these mix with one another as well. This is the alizarin crimson. So it's a little, almost a little purpley, like a bit of a Merlot color here. Now, this is permanent rose. And that looks like this. Strong pigment. Oh, and we can get a really nice pink with that permanent rose when we bring it down. Now this is magenta. That is rich and delightful, really. Now we have 4 more to go on this one, and I am pulling in now the violet, picking up a lot of pigment here. Oh yeah, this is just a beautiful color. And then we have this Indian Theron blue. Oh gosh, I really like this. Bringing the color down. That's delightful. Yeah. And French ultramarine. This looks like a sailor. Yeah, I see the marine theme here. Feels like a sailor's blue. And then our Winsor blue. And we're done with the first color map. I'm going to put this over here and let it dry. We'll start with the next row. I can already tell you that this feels so creamy and these colors are so vibrant and beautiful. I can't believe I waited this long to get this. I feel like this is going to revolutionize my painting. I can't wait to try it out in a painting. And I just can't believe I didn't get a more expensive set of paint sooner, because the creaminess of these is just absolutely like nothing I've ever experienced. And I guess this will probably won't be one of those experiences where you just can't go back. I have a feeling. I still think that our Artistro sets, that is a beginner pack. It's perfect. If you don't know if you're going to like watercolor yet, you cannot go wrong with the Artistro set, truly. But the richness of those orange, reds, and yellows that I just got, I can't wait to make a new color wheel, truly. Oh, I skipped one. Whoops. Look, I'll have to move these. So permanent sat green and this is olive. This is actually permanent sat. I'm very curious about this yellow ochre. Ochre. Orca. Don't know how to pronounce that. And there we have it. We've got this incredibly rich new color here, and an incredibly rich new color here. So this is the very first thing that you want to do when you get a new set of paint. So now you know what you can do. I can already tell you that this is incredibly, just way more rich, way more vibrant than the colors than you would get here on the Artistro. I mean, hopefully you can see a pretty stark difference here between this and these already. The creaminess is just absolutely incredible on the Winsor and Newton series. Now, again, the Artistro is a great starter kit. It really gets the job done, but the colors that I'm able to really bring out from the Winsor and Newton, there's just nothing like that. I'm absolutely in love with that. And I'm going to be taking these everywhere. So stay tuned for a side-by-side painting. I'm going to paint the same thing in a future video and show you the difference between the two.